Kristin Smart, the college student who vanished without a trace. A young college student disappeared after a simple walk home, and for more than 25 years one question haunted an entire community. What happened to Kristin Smart? No one saw her leave, no one heard from her again, and the person who was last seen with her became the center of one of America's most talked about missing person cases. This is the story of Kristin Smart, a case that remained unsolved for decades. In 1996, Kristin Smart was a 19-year-old college freshman at California Polytechnic State University in San Luis Obispo, California. She was known as someone who was kind, outgoing, and loved by the people around her. Kristin was starting a new chapter in her life. College was supposed to be about friendships, education, and new experiences. But one night changed everything. On May 25, 1996, Kristin attended a party near the Cal Poly campus. During the night, several students noticed that Kristin was having difficulty walking. As the party ended, people started making their way home. Two students helped Kristin walk back toward her dorm area. One of those students was Paul Flores. That was the last confirmed time Kristin Smart was seen alive. The next morning, Kristin did not show up where people expected her to be. At first, some people believed she might have gone somewhere else. Maybe she stayed with a friend. Maybe she needed some time. But something felt wrong. Kristin was close with her family. She would normally contact them. She would not openly contact them. She would not simply disappear. Her parents immediately reported her missing. The investigation began. Search teams looked through areas around the university. Authorities interviewed students. Friends and classmates were questioned. Every possible lead was followed, but Kristin was nowhere to be found. As days turned into weeks, the mystery grew. Young woman had vanished from a college campus. There were no clear answers. No confirmed location. No explanation. A case became one of the most frustrating investigations in California. Investigators focused on the people who were closest to Kristin's final moments. Attention turned toward Paul Flores, who had been one of the last people seen with her. However, for years, the investigation struggled to produce enough evidence. The case remained open. Kristin's family continued searching for answers. Years passed, 10 decades, but Kristin's name never disappeared. Her parents continued speaking publicly. They kept pressure on investigators. They wanted people to remember that Kristin was not just a case file. She was a daughter, a friend, a person whose life was taken away. Over time, technology changed. Investigators were able to review old evidence with new methods. Cold cases that once seemed impossible began getting another look. Now Kristin Smart's case received renewed attention. In 2019 and 2020, authorities began conducting new searches. Investigators returned to locations connected to the case, the Castle. They re-examined information collected years earlier. The investigation that had been quiet for so long was suddenly active again. Then came a major breakthrough. 2021, authorities arrested Paul Flores on suspicion of murder. His father, Ruben Flores, was also arrested in connection with helping hide evidence related to Kristin's disappearance. To 25 years, the case was finally moving toward a courtroom. The trial revealed new details about the investigation. Prosecutors presented evidence that they said connected Paul Flores to Kristin's death. The defense argued against the accusations. The case became a major national story. On October 2022, Paul Flores was found guilty of murdering Kristin Smart. He was sentenced to prison. The verdict brought a legal conclusion to a case that had remained unanswered for more than 2 decades. For Kristin's family, the pain did not disappear. Courtroom decision could never bring back the years they lost. For 25 years, they lived with uncertainty. They searched for answers. They waited for justice. Kristin Smart's story became more than a missing person case. Became a reminder of how difficult cold cases can be and how determined families can keep searching even when years pass. A college student disappeared after a night with friends. A community searched for answers. A family family refused to give up, and after decades of questions, the mystery of Kristin Smart finally reached a courtroom. But her name remains remembered because behind every investigation is a real person, a life, a family, and a story that should never be forgotten.